Good afternoon, YouTube friends and family. I'm Raymond.
And I'm Mary.
And you're rolling with the Reevuses. Today I'm coming to you. I hope this video is not too long, but I'm hoping at the same time that I explain everything. I did an initial video. We're going to link that in the description so that you can see it if you haven't seen it. And it's about my series as being a convicted felon, basically moving up the ranks with different credentials of being a truck driver, having different endorsements on your license as a convicted felon. I'm a convicted felon, and these I just wanted to go over in a series of different videos on the steps that I took to get certain credentials. I'm going against the list. My list is going to be out of order only because we've had some comments and suggestions,
Requests.
from subscribers wanting to know how to get the TWIC card. So I'm gonna start off with the TWIC card first, even though it's out of order. I received my TWIC card, as you can see, and what a TWIC card does when you're a truck driver, it allows you to go on the ports without being escorted by security. You can still go to the ports and pick up loads if you don't have a TWIC, but you're gonna have to pay to get escorted around. I don't know what the fee is.
The fee depends on the port that you go to. What Philadelphia we saw, it was like $40. There was like a review that it was $40 for them to escort them.
But I think we spoke to a dude and he said it was something like $2 something or something. It was in I think it was in the hundreds. I can Google that to see.
But it just depends on the port. So you would have to, depending on the ports that you're going to go to, you would have to, that'll determine the fee. In any event, if you're going to hit the ports and go be delivering cargo on the ports, this video is going to be very informative for you.
It's better to have your TWIC card. So I'm going to go through the steps on the government website on how to get your TWIC and what's very important, why I didn't apply for this soon as I got out of jail. I had to wait. I actually had somebody that I know try to apply for the TWIC as soon as he got out, and he got his CDLs and got denied. When he called me and asked me, my wife and I was already researching this, and we figured out why he got denied. When we told him why he got denied, he waited, filled out the application for a second time, and received his TWIC card in the mail. So we're gonna go over the application real fast, and then when we get to the part that you need to really pay attention to, then we're gonna slow up at that point.
One thing that you should know is if you do this incorrectly and you're denied, you don't get a refund. You pay up front and you don't get a refund, so you have to repay. So just keep that in mind.
We had to pay $125 for the background check, and the card, of course.
Right. Hopefully you get to see the website pretty well. So we're gonna try to do it as best as possible.
Yeah, I have an old laptop, so I can't record my screen. So we have to do it with another device so that you can see. As you can see, this steps 1 of 10, so it's actually 10 pages. The first few pages is like self-explanatory. Name,
your personal information,
phone number, email, stuff like that. Then you got to determine citizenship, which is step 2. That's kind of self-explanatory as well. That's the only thing on that page. And then you just keep on hitting next once you've done filling your stuff out. Personal to you.
Oh, do you have your hotspot on?
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing a little buffering. Okay, this is number 3. This is when you start answering the questions. You know, have you used made in the previous name? Have you ever used an alias? Is your mailing address the same as your residential address? You know, and then you go and ask, you know, what's personal to you? Yes or no? Are you applying for a TWIC card for merchant mariner? You know, if you're a truck driver, you know that answer is no. Are you currently serving? You know, we can't serve being a convicted felon, so that question will be no as well. And then we move on to the next page, which should be 4, steps 4 of 10, which is your height, hair,
weight.
Yeah, height, weight, hair color, and eye color, personal to you. Number 5, you know, enter your home address, stuff like that. We just put a lot of, you know, false information to get through the pages. But what's personal to you? Please, people, it's best to use the same address that's on your driver's license, unless you have a change of address card.
Well, you don't have a card. Well, you have to have your license. Your license has to match your right address with the CDL. So.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna go to step 6.
Buffering a little bit.
Excuse the buffering. We out on the road and I have to use my hotspot. So employment information, I just put pre-employment, but you can put
if you're working for a company.
Yeah. And then, you know, occupation is a trucker. They have that. It's like a drop-down menu. You can see all the different things that you can put, but you know, we're a trucker, so put trucker. All right, step number 7 coming up. All right, this is when it started
getting real.
Yeah, this is when it start getting real. You gotta like really read the question and make sure you answering it correctly. So
we're not gonna go through the first part because that's all.
That's all personal to you, U.S. citizen or U.S. national, not a U.S. citizen, stuff like that. And then criminal history is where we need to zero in on. This is very important. So I'm gonna just read this. Number 1, excluding juvenile cases unless convicted as an adult. Have you been convicted? Plead guilty, including no contest. I don't really know what that is. Nolo condon.
I think it's the same as no contest.
Yeah, I think it's the same, but in a Spanish sense. Or found not guilty by reason of insanity or any disqualifying felony listed below in any jurisdiction, military or civilian. Then they have all of these things: espionage, treason, federal crime of terrorism, a crime involving the transportation security, all of these different things. You got to see if any of this stuff is on your record. If any of this applies to you, you're going to have to put yes. If it doesn't apply to you, you just put no. Right? Then you have this. This is another section of the criminal history. Excluding juvenile cases unless convicted as an adult. Have you been convicted, pled guilty, including no contest, or found not guilty by reason of insanity or any disqualifying felony, listed below in any jurisdiction, military or civilian, in the last 7 years before the date of this application.
So that's the conviction date. So keep that in mind. The date you were found guilty, effectively convicted of the crime.
And then you look all of this up. You see if any of this stuff applies to you. If it doesn't, you hit no. If it does, you hit yes. It's better if it's no. Just a little.
But if it's yes, look at the date in the last 7 years. So if you're beyond 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, etc., then it is a no.
Right.
So it's very important that you read completely the question.
And you know your dates. Your dates. So here goes the number 3. Have you been released from incarceration in any jurisdiction, military or civilian, for committing any disqualifying felony listed below during the 5 years before the date of this application? Then you look up and you see if if your conviction has to do with any of that. If it does, you hit yes. If you don't, if it doesn't apply to you, you hit no.
Again, look at the question, and it says 5 years before the date of the application. Have you been released less than 5 years or more than 5 years from the date of the application for any of these crimes? So that is very important.
Release doesn't mean that you got sent to the halfway house or some type of release facility like drug program or something like that. That's still considered incarceration. So you have to be officially released, meaning that you're home, officially at your house. So out of the halfway house, out of any community things that the judge told you that you need to go to,
including house arrest.
Yeah, that's still considered being incarcerated, house arrest. So if you currently are under those things that we mentioned, you have to wait till all of that is done and then start counting your 5 years from that point. If you got released from prison or the county jail or wherever you getting released from and you went straight home, then you could start counting from that point, and it has to be 5 years. So you have to be released for at least 5 years before you can even, unless you want to get denied, and then you don't get no refund back. And I had to pay $125. So this one is very important right here. This number 3. So, and it says note right here, if you answered yes to this question because you are currently under indictment or have open criminal charges, you should consider waiting to apply until these matters are resolved, as enrollment fees are not refunded. So be mindful of that. But that's very important for the convicted felons. If if you wait your 5 years, then you got a very good chance of getting your TWIC card. And then you just have to go through the motions of filling all the rest of this stuff out, because there's 10 steps and we got as far as 7. So you have some other questions on the other pages. Now, and after you finish filling everything out and you get close to the end, I think it's step 9, you got to make an appointment so that you can get your background check, which is your fingerprints. I paid for mine at the store. I went to a Staples. All Staples don't have that. Some of them do, so you would have to check. I think I paid my $125 at the Staples for the background check. I'm not sure if you can do it online.
I think you did it online.
No, I got the receipt.
Oh, so this is the Staples. No, there's another application fee here after you. There is an application fee and a background check fee. I'm just going to see if I can find out the exact amount that we paid online. I'm mistaken, but I thought there was a fee that we paid on here. Well, maybe not. Nope. You paid at the paid at the Staples.
Yeah, so I paid at the Staples. You just have to find the closest location towards you. Like I said, that step 9 is going to have the designated places where you can get the background check at.
Based on your address that you put in.
Right, based on your address, they'll try to give you something as close to your address as possible. So you check that and do that what's personal to you.
And it was $125, I think?
Yeah, I paid $125 for the background check.
Cents.
And yeah, $125.25 to be exact. And that was for the background check. And then I received, once you get approved, there's a way that you can check the status of your TWIC card.
They'll send you an email.
Yeah, and you'll from that email you'll be able to check. It's from the government website. You'll be able to check the status of your TWIC application. Mine's took 21 days, roughly 3 weeks. Now my wife, she doesn't have any felonies. She got approved in 2 days, I think.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days she got approved for hers. So that's the difference. So kind of be a little bit patient. You know, we working with some blemishes on our record, so we have to be a little bit patient, but it does you know, at the end of the day, you're going to get some good results. So this is the letter that I received, and the TWIC card is going to be like this. This is how it's going to be.
It's kind of like a credit card, how credit cards come.
Yeah.
Stuck to the page.
Yeah. And it's going to give you instructions on how to care for your TWIC card. They want you to care for it like you care for your credit cards. And I received this hard case. Where I got my background check done, my fingerprints. So I got this before I even got the card. They gave me this. So you can ask for one of these, because with that $125, they really supposed to provide one of these for you. You know, actually, where my wife got her background check done, they didn't have any at that time. We just went to another place, and my wife was able to get one. So for the money, you will want to ask for one of these. This is what you're paying for as well. So get that too. If you have any questions or comments, let us know. We'll put all the links and stuff in the description below, so check that. You can go right to the government website. We're going to put all of that stuff in there. Like I said, if you have any questions, any further questions, anything you don't understand from what we said today, let us know, and we'll try to explain it better for you to understand. Until next time, like, share, and subscribe, and keep rolling.
Keep rolling.
Later.